Welcome back, everyone, to the TI8 qualifier. We're currently doing the European region. It's going to be Final Tribe taking on Alliance. I'm Draskyl, joined by Mott, Gabriel, aka Lyrical Dota, and Kevin, aka Purge.
Hello.
Hello.
Are you guys upset because we came back a minute earlier than we were supposed to?
I'm upset.
This is a first, I think.
Yeah, this is another Reddit post, by the way.
True.
1 minute early.
Yeah, they're going to slander your career because of it, dude. Watch out. It's all over.
Unbelievable.
All right, so we have Final Tribe taking Alliance. We're already inside the draft. That's why we came back early, because they started the game before our break at time was actually over. So what do you guys think of the matchup coming into it?
It's very important, obviously. Both of the teams are 1-5 in the group, or 1-4, excuse me. Whoever loses will be 1-5 and definitely eliminated. Whoever wins has a chance to continue through. They have to win their last 2 games, basically, and then hope to tie for 4th place and then win the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. They did it. The IO Morphling. We talked about it yesterday.
Interesting. So there's a Chen ban, a Lycan ban, a Lone Druid ban, and then on the other side, the Mag Undying Bloodseeker.
The last time they played this Morphling that I saw, they lost a heartbreaker of a match. 2 in a row, in fact. But they have the IO this time now, so it makes me feel a bit better. But Alliance have not been, they haven't had the best results in terms of these long games that they've played. So if they looked good for like they were 1-1 at the beginning of yesterday, I believe is what it was.
They always have really good like early mid games, and then it seems to me like high ground has been their bane throughout the qualifiers. Like yesterday, there was a game they had Qualifiers was playing on Nature's Prophet, and they had some crazy lead, and there was a push where they were going to 2 lanes at the same time. And Quake had like 27k net worth, and he was split pushing top. Well, his team was fighting bottom, and I believe they also had an Aegis. And if the Prophet had just gone to that fight, I feel like they just would have won the game. And it feels like those are the types of things that kind of happen to them when they're ahead. And then they go from having a lead to, okay, the game's kind of chaotic now, and then eventually it just ends up being a loss. So hopefully they can kind of shore up those issues, because I do think they have a lot of talent on their team.
Yeah.
And I would probably say that they have an edge going into this BO1 personally, just from like what I've seen from them, and I think they have the potential to take it.
Yeah, that game I remember because it was a Zeus and like no escape either. Like the Nature's Prophet had a Shadow Blade and a Nullifier, I want to say,
Yep.
And there was nothing that the Zeus could have done if they just killed them.
Yeah.
And instead he took a tier 3 tower, and then they lost everybody. It was really rough. And I kind of like the way that they're doing this too. Final Tribe, they take the Warlock in the first pick overall. I believe that's what they had. And then afterwards you respond with IO Morphling, because
It's actually the other way around. They picked IO first. They responded Warlock.
Never mind then. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm looking at the other one. That's the second round of picks. They got the first one there. That's why.
Yeah, it's hard to see when it's cut in the middle like that. Okay, they pick a Sand King, a hero that hasn't been super successful so far, but Sand King as an offlaner is in a much better place, and maybe they'll do Wind Ranger Sand King or something.
Yeah. I mean, that's what we were talking about yesterday. When you pick this 4 role and then you have the other cores that need to get farmed, the Sand King can't find anywhere to farm, and then that was misery with Blink Pool, I believe, and they died. He died before he can get the Blink Dagger like 4 or 5 times, but with Sand King, you can actually get that farm, I think, and get it to that Blink Dagger rather early.
If you're offlane, yeah. I like it versus IO combos as well, because it's kind of like a guaranteed double 2-man Burrow Strike as well. So more lockdown there. And something to combo with Shackle Shots as well. If you get the 2-man Burrow Strike, that gives Wind Ranger a little bit more time to win run and Shackle in position. And that should be dead heroes usually.
Yeah, the other thing too is it's tremendous amount of team fight. Fatal Bonds Effie is some ridiculous amounts of damage, and if the IO gets caught in the Fatal Bonds with that kind of combo, you probably don't even get your reload off. You just fall over, just the sheer magical damage output. But Alliance going for the Night Stalker. I have mixed feelings about this hero now, honestly. Like after having watched it so much, sometimes it still looks just to be as strong as it used to, and sometimes it just feels like it almost doesn't do anything.
Yeah, like the game Bambo played yesterday, they had like no impact. He just felt kind of useless on the Night Stalker.
Well, that was one of the good Night Stalker games, was Bambo playing it, I thought.
Well, I mean, in the beginning of the game, later in the game, he actually started doing work. Like, I felt like in the beginning he didn't have that big impact, but once he got to the items that he needed to get, he actually felt like he was impactful. But
the first 4 minutes was bad. I actually like it this game, though, because he can spot Sand Kings, he can initiate on heroes that need to cast spells to defend themselves, like Warlock and Wind Ranger, so I think it's all right here, but I definitely am leaning the same way as you guys.
So Warlock Spectre, it's a combo that we've seen all over the place in China, and then I think also we've seen it a couple of times, not as much in Europe, but they were running it on the Young Dumb team actually, which is like a stack with the newbie boss, and they were able to make it into like really far in the group stages, and actually get some decent wins with it. And that's with like basically, you know, a professional player on their team. You know what I'm saying? And so I feel like for one thing, the thing that really makes this special is that you can get the Spectre into the mid game and then start fighting with it really early on, and then you're basically secured a ton of farm. I think that it's a little bit scary against IO Morphlane, though, because this is a lineup that probably wants to try and at least be able to ensure the late game. And I feel like against Morphlane, that's just always so scary. This hero is ridiculous.
The way that the heroes fight are pretty different. So the way that Spectre takes fights is you find the weak pieces, and you just kill them in Haunt. So the weak piece on the team right now from Alliance is actually the IO. So if you cast Haunt in a team fight, you have Manta Diffusal or something like that. That IO can't... There's nothing he can really do.
That's not true, because you have to defusal the Morphling. Because if you defusal the IO, he stays the same movement speed as the Morphling.
Okay, so he has some things that he can do, but in large, it feels like if you can get to the IO very quickly, like a Blink Sand King and a Haunt, that guy's falling over.
That's very true.
Yes.
I didn't actually realize that it doesn't affect your movement speed, because your movement speed's actually attached to the main hero.
It's one of those things you learn in the laning stage against him. You're like, let's kill the IO, guys. You use like Stifling Dagger against the IO, and he just runs away.
He doesn't move, and you're like,
well, there goes that part of my damage, you know? It's actually kind of cool in that way, because then you have to use the slow on the core and then still try to kill him without nukes.
This is an Oracle IO support duo. I know it's good against the Warlock. You know, you have the Fortune's End to stop the Shadow Word and all that good stuff.
Also the Wind Ranger.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, against the Windrun. Very true.
I like it. It's a good pick here. Yeah, save whoever gets gone on. The disables for Final Trap are good, but not ridiculous just yet. So, hypothetically, save whoever the Sand King initiates on. Things could turn around. I don't know if I like Oracle versus Spec as a whole, though, just because Haunt hits everybody, and it makes it a little bit harder to choose who you go on. And like you said, if that guy gets gone on with the Manta Diffusal, it's something that blows his ultimate.
Didn't we see this exact laning combination, like Oracle Nightstalker versus Spectre Warlock yesterday, and they actually did all right on the Spectre? I think Spectre's actually in a pretty decent
Spectre
place.
won that lane.
Yeah, I think she's in a decent place in terms of laning phase right now, and actually, like, she used to be really bad. You'd have to, like, tri-lane and keep her defensively tri-lane as a Spectre. I think she's okay now in just a dual lane, especially with somebody like a Warlock.
That's why China's been running it so much, is because you literally, like, you can't trade against it. And Dagger actually is a decent damage dealer
Exactly,
now.
yeah.
You can... I don't know if Oracle's going to get Orb of Venom or not, but when we saw that lane, they didn't have an Orb of Venom.
Yeah, that was the... They didn't have an Orb of Venom between the two of them, which I thought they might have even picked it up on the Nightstalker, but they
Wasn't
didn't.
that the game where Blinkpool played it?
No, it was Kingdra.
Yeah. Oh, Kingdra, Bambo's team, yeah. You're right. It was the Bambo.
The Oracle had to buy all the wards and stuff, so he didn't get it. But I really do think it's a big difference maker. The point that made sense to me, at least, was that you have to harass them to force them to defensively heal. If that never happens, then they're just going to use heal on you and Fatal Bonds on you, and you don't get to abuse the Oracle Dispel then.
Wow, this was like the first DK I've seen in a long time, especially in the EU qualifiers. I don't think I saw it picked yesterday, so...
Yeah, not much.
It's weird that it feels like it's kind of got phased out, but it still seems like it's a good hero, so...
They need a tower pusher. It's also tanky. It can be the frontline initiator. If it catches like Wind Ranger or Warlock or Sand King, they can kill those guys. It's good against Spectre later. Once you go Shadowblade, this guy better have the Immortal too.
Ooh.
It is so cool.
I haven't seen it
Immortal,
yet.
It is so cool. It looks like a black hole kind of. It's awesome.
Nice.
We're going to find out.
It's a low chance. It's the most rare other than the cosmically rare one, so you have to open a lot of chests. Like if you don't have like a fan or like a level 1000 something compendium, you're probably not going to get it.
So how bad is this matchup against DK?
It's okay. So until like level 3 or 4.
All right,
so happy.
That is
so
the
happy.
most excited I've ever seen him.
Just wait till you see it, guys. You're gonna freak out.
I'm ready.
So wait, is this the Sanities? Is that what it changes? The
Yeah,
Sanities?
the ultimate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
But I do feel this matchup it's fine for DK until like 3, 4. The later you go in levels, the harder it gets, basically.
Right.
Because in the early stages of the game, it's really hard for the OD to sustain the orb harass, just because they keep increasing the mana cost. So eventually, once you get to like 7, then the DK can't really walk to lane anymore, and then it's a complete struggle. But if he lands his Breathe Fires correctly in the first few waves, he should do just fine.
And it's really good against Morphling too, because it does pure damage, and the hero has a lot of armor, but pure damage is not going to be as counterable. So Eric can also kind of save people that get gone on, whether Dragonite stunned. Like the OD pick was actually fantastic here. So
I think it's strong, but there are things to deal with it. Obviously, Nightstalker Silence prevents you from casting it, or if you have a disarm.
True.
So it's going to force BKB, more or less. And I think I actually would say that I kind of favor TFT's lanes.
Okay.
Just because Obviously, you have Sand King.
So the
and
wrong
Sand King.
bets.
That's not the right.
Wait, what
we go.
happened? Oh, you guys are looking
Get
at
those
the
off the
previous
screen.
screen. Okay.
That's probably the right bets for that match, though. Let's be honest.
Oh, is that the other match that's going on right now?
Kingwin versus Kingdra. The battle
Yeah,
of the Kings.
I would definitely favor TFT's lanes for the most part. I think they're just generally stronger. But during the mid game, you have the X Factor and the IO.
Oracle does have Orb of Venom.
Yep, I was just gonna say.
Hey.
And he's gonna go bottom with the Night Stalker.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Did they just
They-
all
They
simultaneously?
ganked
All
him.
tipped me.
Okay.
They ganked him.
Nice.
What a gank. Yo, why don't people do this to me? What is happening?
This happens a lot of the time. They just start spamming chat wheel at some
I mean,
point.
this is 10 players from mostly 10 players from Sweden, if I'm not mistaken. It's like the most
Yes.
Swedish players in one game. That's probably why.
I think Taiga's from, I want to say, Norway.
Yeah, they have a Norwegian guy,
Yeah.
and then
Where's the Swedish chat wheel? We got a Swedish caster around. The hell?
Yeah, Drage. Well, not yet. Maybe someday in the near future.
Okay.
But, all right, so we got the dual lane, off lane. We have, of course, the Spectre Warlock, which then will leave the Wind Ranger Sand King, which is a very good duo in the top lane against Io and Morphling. It does have attribute shift, so
those odds look a lot more even.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Trade Bounty Runes again, 2 and 2.
yeah.
I do kind of like what Night Stalker did here. He didn't buy a third mango. He saved some of his money with the first bounty. He's actually going to bring himself a salve, which is it's kind of important because like if you spend that extra 70 gold, yeah, you got a little bit more regen. But what he needs to do is fight people. He actually needs to be in his lane and he needs to try to kill his opponents. And they actually brought 2 salves, one for the Oracle, one for the Night Stalker. So now they're going to be able to constantly pressure pre-nighttime. Whereas the last time we saw this, they didn't really do much till the first night, and by that point they didn't get to do much abuse.
Did they miss that
Ooh,
power shot?
yeah, they did.
I was, like, right next to him, too. That was weird.
That's unfortunate. That would've been a lot
Actually,
of
I
damage.
think one of the cells was for Quake though.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would check that it was. So
Undermined.
It's going to have to send it all the way around, though.
They got a lot of healing there already anyways.
This does look like a cool cosmetic, I'm not going to lie.
Quick, cast Sanity's Eclipse.
Yeah. Get your 6 real quick so I can see it, please.
Just cheer him on every time he gets a level.
God, I love Spectre. What a hero. It's so much fun to play.
Really? Spectre's the one that really gets you going?
I love Spectre.
I mean, I like Spectre. I just want to be like, man, so fun to play.
I too
That's like
enjoy
getting
hitting my
excited
R
about
button.
playing Viper, you know? It's like, wow, I'm playing
Hey,
Viper. Let's
some
go.
people-
You get to
like
hit
that,
creeps
Andy.
all game. Yeah, he's a Viper player.
I am a Viper player, but I don't get excited to play it.
Travis is too.
I just play it because it wins the lane.
Exactly. That's the whole point of it, and that's why it's fun, Andy. It's great.
I love Spectre.
Although I don't like new Viper as much as I like old Viper with Nether Toxin.
So
even though it's a better hero.
I will say Morphling to me feels like now one of the highest skill cap heroes. It was in the past, I think, still to a large extent, but you had like that Get Agile free card. Now, like I saw a game yesterday, or we did together, the Nisha game, where he
Oh, dude.
solo killed in mid, and then the Jakiro came mid against the Bloodseeker against the Morphling, and then the Morphling killed both of them.
Yeah, that game was sick.
Like it feels as if you've got a really talented player, he can just take over.
It's absolutely true. And it's almost like playing an extreme level of Rubik, right? Because instead of just taking one ability, you take everything that's not an ultimate. So if you're a good Rubik player, who knows? Maybe you're a good Morph player too.
I bet it's there's some crossover for sure, especially with Mike. This is still kind of a tough lane, though. They're going to constantly harass the Io and the Morphling equally, so they have to be a little wary.
That's bad though. You wanna only harass one guy, because if they're equally harassed, then one salve is gonna heal them more. Like instantly, Morphling is full HP.
That is true.
Like
It is an Io.
they have so much regen. It looks like they
Yeah.
just got to this lane.
It's still 3 tangos and a salve, and then 1 tango and a salve, and a fairy fire, and stick charges. They both have
Bottom
5
lane?
stick charges.
Frost's
They're going
pretty
to find
low.
Frost. They can't quite get him. He gets through the trees in time.
It's
Hoskins-
finally happened.
Cast your heal.
They've outlaned the Warlock Spectre.
They did it.
Nah, he's coming back in a second. Let's be real here.
That Over Venom seems to be making a pretty tremendous difference.
It's so important. And he's got boots. Oh, I'm sorry, that's Night Stalker. Still good though.
I was kind of hoping
Is that
that.
an Arcane Rune
Yeah, that looks like
on the
it.
Oracle?
Yes, it
It
is.
is, yes.
No
All right.
wonder.
That's why.
Spamming your abilities.
That's actually so broken if you think about it, because that's like the time period where Oracle spells are not very worth casting, is like when he's level 2. But if he has an Arcane Rune and they're all like 30% less, dude, that's strong.
The OD is doing pretty well. It's not like the DK is not farming, but like you mentioned, this lane will probably get harder once he's actually going to go for the level 2 imprisonment,
Oh.
and then he's going to probably get orb later.
Oh, that's interesting, actually, that he's going this route.
Does he? Do you? I mean, I would assume that you only get 2 in imprisonment, but is there any case that he actually maxes this instead of going for the arcane orb?
I don't think so. I think 2 in prison is more than enough.
Yeah.
The other argument is, like I said before, they increased the mana cost of orb by a lot. So having 1 point already is harder to sustain than it used to be. And then you can just max the Essence Aura like normal.
God, that stick charge gave him like half of his HP. Of course, he's a very small HP pool in the Morphling, but still. Frost is getting run at again, bottom and sit down. He's the one running it, and Sanya decides to back up, though. He only has 10 CS on this Spectre. Yep. This is the lane that we were expecting to see yesterday, and now we're finally seeing it here for Alliance.
This is what is supposed to happen. You're supposed to pressure your opponents a lot. I'm sure the Arcane Rune made a difference, but like you need to slap as much as possible. You need to harass your opponent when you get the opportunities.
And this was one of the things that we actually saw as a change, because Singularity did a really good job of pressuring the Spectre, and then we saw less of it. And so then what we had from IGV, or rather IG, was they started to run more Faceless Void Warlock then, because it was a hero that had even more survivability, but then skills scaled.
They're chasing Handskin.
They're going to bring him down. It's first blood for Boxy. It is nighttime.
He did skip a silence as well. Went for 2 aura, or 2 passive.
That should be the bounty runes as well for them now.
Yeah. Don't tell Cinder and he skips silence, by the way.
I think it's okay here because he's winning the lane. It's not so much like gank. He doesn't need gank. He just needs lane domination. Attack speed will give that to you.
No, I actually agree with it in this game, because the one thing that they would want to stop from happening is the heal. And they can just dispel the heal. So it doesn't need to be silenced because it can just remove it.
That's a good point.
The one thing I'm a little bit surprised of is the top lane from TFT is actually not doing as well as I thought it would. I guess I'm just undervaluing how strong Wisp is actually in the laning phase.
They just don't have that much harass. Like Sand King is more of like a stun at the right time here, not like a just harass while also having the utility.
Yeah, if it was a melee core matchup, I think it would be better. But
they just went on the Morphling, by the way.
Oh yeah, he's real low.
They have no power shot. They already used it. They almost got it, but they gets up the attribute shift. Now they're going to heal up. Are they going to chase him? And they get the kill onto Frost again, so he's dead.
So the other thing we would sometimes see was
top.
All right, I'm. Sorry, let me wake up a little bit here.
I'm trying to warn you, dude.
I know you're doing your best. I'm just missing everything. I'm literally looking away at
bottom again.
I got it. I got it this time. Don't worry. But he's not even gonna die. So maybe Boxy dies and I catch this one.
Quick, look away.
Hit the catapult. It's actually not even. It shouldn't.
Oh, he's got the.
Ooh, nice save from Insania.
That was close.
He might still be dead. He might still be dead.
Oh.
Wow.
He is.
No, it's fortified. They glyphed the creep. They glyphed the creep.
That is so next level.
Oh my god.
And he's gonna get the shrine.
I think he was dead there.
Dude,
otherwise.
that was next level.
That's
insane.
It was really close. I don't know if the glyph mattered, but it was
no,
definitely
it definitely mattered.
Way.
He had 20 HP and the cart was still at half HP. He would have died.
Yep.
But it's like every attack is doing a little.
Bro, but it's the
close.
next level play.
He has a double damage rune. It is time to run if you are Frost and Hanskin. He's not going to dive, although he probably could have gotten the kill.
Like, he's got 32 last hits. He's got 14 denies. He's got fast phase boots. He's got 2 points 100 in the night, so he attacks really fast. There's no way they even get close to trading equally against him. Whereas in the last game, the Spectre just got so many last hits that he got a fast phase boots, and then it's like the trade isn't even advantageous, but now they get this advantage. The first night hits, and he's completely zoned. It's not like a time to catch up. It's a you can't lane anymore.
Top lane?
Yeah, Tiger's getting chased down, but they're not going to. Are they going to die?
Oh, they're going to try and turn
They're
this
thinking
here.
about it. Now Jonas is pretty far up here. He could try to burrow strike away. They're going to have the Fortune's End. He will get to the low ground, but there's the waveform. He did have raindrop, so it doesn't take any damage from the waveform, but now the spirits are coming in, and the adaptive strike is there.
That was really well done.
They get the Shacker shut off, but it doesn't matter. Taiga's going to salve up. He also has a bottle charge. Nice pickup. Good rotation, too, from the Oracle to get the Fortune's End off, although I'm not even sure if it was needed.
So it was good. He put Fate's Edict on the IO. He healed him.
Bottom Boxy going in.
They're going to jump in with the Hunter in the Night. Hanskin gets the heal off. No Void available, but he already does so much damage with Boxy that it doesn't matter.
This is without the Oracle, too. Like, it's just so punishing him, and he can get solo XP here.
He is 2 levels ahead of Frost right now. It's about to be 1 level, but still. They're going to wrap around on top 2. There's going to be another jump in with the Adaptive Strike. Mika is out of mana. Burrow Strike in. The Fortune's End comes through. Shackle Shot doesn't latch to the tree somehow. Pablo's going to have to run. He has Wind Run in 5. He should continue to auto-attack. Taiga getting low. Another Adaptive Strike coming in there. TP and rotating. Taiga getting low. He has to Fairy Fire up. Mika's still running. He has the waveform to get away, but they don't need it. And they will rotate another hero up here and not secure a kill, but they do keep their Sand King alive.
So the other lane that we sometimes saw to deal with like this type of greedy thing was like a Leshrac with the Sand King, and I think that a couple of those Morphling kills might have happened if it was like Burrow Strike into Split Earth.
Yeah.
I think I'd agree with that, yeah.
That's a really good kill lane. I know a lot of people in NA like it, especially like BSJ's team. Jenkins was talking about how much they enjoy playing that dual lane and the off lane. It's just so good to kill. It's like 4 seconds of stun. Meanwhile, speaking of stunning, there's the Burrow Strike and Mike, but he is fine. And now they're actually turning on Jonas. Good shackle shot. Mike is going to be fine for now, though. The Adaptive Strike, he turns back into the Morphling and auto-attacks him down, and Pablo just is forced to run. So Jonas playing a little too far up that time.
Yeah, that's the big difference is that Wind Ranger can probably harass a little bit better than Lesh nuke-wise, but Lesh's right-click and guaranteed stunfall, it makes Sanking so much better. Where Sanking is like, I Burrow Strike, and I'm going to attack you like once. There's unreliably going to be a shackle, so.
Yeah.
And now because Night Stalker here, his lane went so well, he picks up a fast Vanguard, now he's just soloed for the rest of the game, and it makes instantly their safe lane better. It's like, it's such a different game now.
Oh,
I am
latch.
surprised.
That, yeah, this Night Stalker is having an amazing time. He has 1,300 health. He has 7 armor. He's pretty hard to kill right now, but once the OD can come over, maybe they can do some work against him, but OD's still just trying to get his farm with treads and double null tally.
Oh, they want this kill so badly.
They're
If they could get it, it would be huge.
Yeah, he just popped darknesses and run. He's just, I'm out of here. See ya.
Deny that creep, please. No.
Seems like he actually wants to bait them. He's got his team here.
Yeah, they don't. There's no vision. I think that.
They're like, see you later.
They maybe saw him rotate.
Yeah, I don't know if he went through this way. He must have been spotted. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was.
The Immortal. Oh, the greed for the bounty rune.
Oh, this
Yes,
is why they walk in
Sanity's
the Warlock.
Eclipse. Is he going to drop it here? I can't wait to see this. Haunt comes out too. Where's the Sanities? He's waiting. He needs to get more intelligence. They're trying to turn on Boxy. Are they not going to get either of these kills? They chased 2 different targets, and they didn't get either one of them.
Yeah, it wasn't enough damage. Level 1 orb does not... It doesn't really do that much, especially when you have no end items.
Did
so.
he use Astral?
I
nope.
don't think so.
Don't think so.
I mean, they don't. Did they even have disable? Was there Sanking there?
Shackle
Sanking
shot,
wasn't there.
but that was
okay,
it.
that's it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if he astrals, he might have gotten enough auto attacks off after the fact, because you can reposition during the time they're astrals. Could have been enough to kill.
Yeah, maybe.
But they would have had to have committed to the DK, not the Night Stalker.
Right.
I did like the way they approached it, though. They walked in the Warlock first to make it seem like I'm just a little Warlock walking in, you know?
That's a
Nice
relocate. Goodbye, Era.
Jeez.
This is why IO is first phase banned.
That's one of those things that's... I don't think that you play against IO enough to be able to anticipate those types of ganks. Nice little tether there from Taiga to get away from the Sand King, but like just getting randomly stunned and then reload on is like, that's really hard to deal with.
You don't expect it half the time, too. I mean, you have, like, the IO probably just got 6 up until that point, so you don't really see it coming usually.
I mean, and that's the thing, right? Like, any hero on the map now, like, I think OD is probably their most survivable hero on the map, because he can astral himself. Maybe, you know, I think anybody is dead now to relocate gank with a stun.
Frost just finished his phase boots, and they're flying out. That's
He did go
That's
Aquila, so it's not like naked phase, you know.
Well, this is looking good for Alliance, which makes me scared for Alliance.
Yeah. After yesterday, I feel you.
I mean, but Alliance's early mid game has never really, in my opinion, been in question. Like they seem to do well in the lanes, and they seem to always be able to establish an advantage. It just, you know, what do they do with that advantage? That's the important part.
I think that's what makes OG so good, is that they're really good in the early game, but then they also are able to finish the game off late. They have the heroes to do so. They're able to take the right
OG's
fights.
games don't go late.
Yeah, that's true.
They just end the game.
That's true. That's one thing that Alliance have struggled with, though, is actually finishing the game off when they do have that 10k advantage or something. And they're going to find Frost again. Are they going to go for it? They don't want to die. He's close to the tier 1 tower. They have the Warlock rotating in. Meantime, Insanity's not even there. He's warding deep into the jungle.
But look at that. They rotated like 2 separate heroes. There's a TP there. And
they're
that was
all
just,
5 down here.
That was Night Stalker running at them because of the fear of the relocate gank. And now look at across the rest of the
They
map.
have so much
They're
space
farming.
for the Morphling top lane now. I mean, are they even going to kill Boxy? They rotated every single hero down bottom.
They reacted to what Alliance did. When a Dragon Knight shows up at bot lane and uses his ultimate, you're expecting them to show up. And in some ways, it wasn't that bad because it forced 5 rotations. But if anything, I would say like Alliance also messed up though.
They can get the
They
skill.
should have They should have had that hero, but they didn't get initiation. They didn't catch the Warlock, so they just back off and spread out.
Burrow Strike stolen with Morph. Spirits coming out. Adaptive Strike. Waveform. And they should be able to get the kill, although the Astral Stave is in time, and now Mike is forced to run. Sandstorm coming out. Jonas will survive. Shackle will not last to the tree, and they reload out. He could have maybe gotten away with a Waveform or something, but
still safer.
The IO will probably die now as we're watching Hanskin get run down, but I'll check back top in a moment. Frost is getting killed by Boxy. This is probably more of an important kill, to be honest. And yep, he is diving under the tier 1 tower. They did get the kill on the IO. It was too late to miss it, but...
Viper's looking for Hanskin here, too.
Yeah, he's... Yeah.
Goodbye, sir.
This Night Stalker is having the time of his life.
Night Stalker looks good again, guys.
Yeah, I mean, outside of the... Well, there's actually two big things. First off, the Orb of Venom. And the second was the Night Stalker actually decided to go Quelling Blade, where yesterday, when Bamba was playing the NS in the same lane matchup, he didn't buy an Orb, he didn't buy a Quelling Blade, and he was actually losing out on CS to the Spectre.
And I honestly think the salve was a big deal, too.
Yeah,
He brought himself an extra set of regen, had one less mango, and yeah, the Orb of Venom. They just played aggressive from the start. They both got fast boots, and then the pressure continued.
Wow. So they're going to lose the tier 1 tower bottom for the final tribe. Remember, the loser of this game is out of the qualifiers, essentially. Yep. So, need to figure something out here. Again, late game, potentially TFT. I mean, they have a Spectre. They have the OD, who's also a pretty good late game. He's going to have his 4-staff pretty soon. So, they are down 8K at 14 minutes, which is a considerable number, but still.
Oh. Run away.
Boxy's all over the place.
He's been having a really good... consistent. Oh my
there
God.
It is. We got it.
All right, that looked cool.
Yeah, that
Goddamn right it was.
It was. I see what you're saying, Kevin. Did kind of look like that.
Sniped.
Almost. Raindrop.
He deserves that kill. That was awesome. I don't know if he would have died either way.
All right, Jonas will have a decently timed blink tagger, assuming he doesn't die 3 times in a row right now.
I would not say decent. We're 15 minutes in.
All right, well, okay, time considering for what happened in this game.
Oh my God, look at him run so fast.
And now it's gone. And he's dead.
Yep.
Now Lions look way better than they did yesterday. Even though they were doing okay in the early mid game, this is a pretty sound trouncing of the early game.
Yes, I would say. Pablo is going to get... Oh, he doesn't have to silence up the cooldown. Good body block, though, and Windrun's going to be down now. Another Void up in 2. Pablo should be dead. Good Hunter in the Night, 1 auto attack. Dominating spree for Boxy. Warlock has Golem. He's obviously not going to use it here. And they're probably going to take the tier 2 tower bottom unless they want to try to defend. They are TPing in the Sand King. Can they get an Epicenter channel into a Warlock Golem potentially? Let's see if they do it. They also have Haunt as well. They're so tanky, though, that this is a tough fight to take if they want. I think you just might let this go. There's going to be the Haunt. The Burrow Strike misses. Quick the Shadow Blades away. That is Haunt down. They will probably deny the tower. Yes.
I mean, the deny is nice, but you just rotated 5 heroes to deny a tower. You didn't actually make anything happen out of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely not worth Haunt.
By the way, am I the only one seeing the trend that team that picks 2 fast cores versus team that picks 2 mediocre slow cores, they just lose like every time against a team that has heroes that can actually play the game?
Yeah, I suppose that's true.
I mean, I thought it was just a constant theme with OG, but the more I look at it, like, sure, DK, he wants items, but he can fight as soon as he hits 6 or 7.
They'll never see it coming.
And Morphling is pretty much the same ever since they changed his ultimate, so that he can actually contribute now.
That's true. He's still slow, I would argue, but yeah, definitely is.
Not as slow as a Spectre.
Yeah.
I mean, if Spectre has an okay laning stage, it's alright. That's the difference. Spectre did not have a laning stage, really. Look at his farm level. It's atrocious just because he got fully zoned.
I do think against certain heroes, though, Morphling comes on faster than Spec does. Like with the Sand King in particular, having that Burrow Strike, like it's an extra stun combo together with it.
Well, I mean,
it depends on who he's facing against more.
Especially with the IO too. Having the IO with the Morphling just enables you that much more with Mike to relocate in and just to take fights. Yeah, for sure. And he'll have a Lincoln Sphere here in like a minute or 2, and then they can really start going if they want to. They've had the Shadow Blade for Quick for a while. He's going to build into a BKB. The Sand King does eventually get the Blink Dagger, so he has it, but I don't know if he's going to be able to use it to find any kills other than supports in this game. Maybe Mike if they can get a good initiation off. There's a lot of good vision. If they're maybe going to smoke here on this ward. The Sentry is out of range. They smoked on the ward.
No one pinged it, though.
I mean, you got
someone had to have seen that.
They did it like right here. Yeah, they must have seen it.
I mean,
maybe Boxy's showing on purpose because he's the tankiest hero, but his team is not.
He doesn't have a
nearby. Reload's up though. Actually, reload's up. Reload's
oh my God.
He just saw Era. The Astral comes out.
This does not feel like a bait.
Are they going to
Okay,
yeah,
it doesn't feel like a bait.
They don't know, I guess. They didn't see the smoke happen, so Boxy's going to die.
I thought they might be baiting it with the reload, but I guess not. He's just dead. Rip.
This Howard got it.
Yeah, but that actually gave their team so much money. that was what? 4 heroes getting 326 gold?
Nah, they all got like 200 each, but still.
Yeah.
And what was the total change? 714.
714,
Okay.
yeah.
It was not bad. It took a lot of heroes to do it. It took a lot of time, but
Man, that could have just as easily been them backing up. It's unfortunate they didn't see the smoke, but
I can't believe no one saw that.
nobody saw it.
Like, I am actually in shock.
Unfortunate. Well, in the meantime, it's still Mike farming up like a storm. Taiga
Yeah.
is getting a mech too, so
I like it. Mech's very good against Spec. When Spec is behind especially, just offset all the AoE damage it deals. Makes it easier for Oracle to live his life, basically.
and like
I think they definitely go pipe as well on Night Stalker at some point. Although, Heaven's Helper is amazing this game against OD.
he is building here. I think he had this hood for a while. He actually might have pipe, or did he just buy that hood? He must have just bought
No, he's had the Hood Vanguard actually. He just bought a medallion.
Medallion,
I'd
okay,
like to
got it.
see him go Solar Crest and then disassemble for a Halberd and then just perma Halberd basically the OD whenever possible.
Yep.
It's like 5 out of 18 seconds just can attack. That's amazing.
Odie's going to build into the Hurricane Pike. He may go BKB after or switch it up and go BKB beforehand, but I would assume he finishes the Hurricane Pike first. All right, 9K lead.
I think the one thing that might be a little bit worrying about this game, again, for Alliance, if it goes on, is just the Spectre factor of being able to find that Oracle in the back line. I think the mech does help, but what level is he at? Because he might be getting close. He needs like a Glimmer Cape too, I think.
I don't think it matters that much because Spec is so underfarmed this game. If he had like anything reasonable damage-wise, I would be scared, but
Okay.
I'm genuinely not very concerned. By the time the mech comes out, as long as they're fighting together, and if he doesn't get caught by like an Epicenter, Fatal Bonds kinds of a thing, then I think Alliance is winning these fights, no question, right now. Especially because like Night Stalker just owns this Radiant jungle. They can't go to the high ground, basically.
I mean, look at how they're farming. There's 4 heroes just attached to each other. That's not a good sign.
They basically won the off lane. They took the tier 2 bottom, and that's going to force Final Tribe to spread out. And they've got relocate. So like no matter what happens, Alliance just needs 3 heroes in position, and they're always ready for a 5-man fight. So they're better at ganking. They're better at map control. They're better at vision. They're better at saving. It's just like impossible for Final Tribe to win right now. They have to like smoke and take these 5v5s that somehow result in them going in first.
No, they don't have detection.
Yeah, I thought they had dust on him, but not so observer ward. All right, well, maybe not.
Bye.
One thing they're bad at. Buying wards.
Yeah, the vision game from Final Tribe is on point. There's I think 1 ward up for Alliance right now. Yeah, they have the lane ward top, and that's it.
They had this one, the one that's scouted the smoke, but they just dewarded it.
No, that died a while ago. That one on top of the hill.
They rewarded it.
Oh,
again.
they rewarded it and then
yeah,
it died again?
And
Okay.
then they dewarded it, yeah.
Okay.
They sent the courier and sentry over. Mike getting close to the Eagle Song, the Ethereal Blade, then shortly after. He's farming up the Storm. He's top net worth. Smoke is immediately broken from Insania. He did get the ward inside the base, which will probably get dewarded.
So
There's going to be the Haunt coming in. They're going to orb down that Oracle. Good shackle shot. This might be their best opportunity for a fight. Mike is going to run. Io is coming close by, I believe. He steals the Spectral Dagger coming out. He'll jump away. Can they find anybody else? The Burrow Strike was onto Boxy, but he is speedy, and it's also nighttime as well. He voids up Jonas. Jonas has his blink back in 1, and he will go for it too. Boxy continues to get chased, but he does get the silence off in time before the Burrow Strike actually came out. Look how fast this man is. He's a marathon runner.
He actually has his Vanguard in his backpack. I don't know if he realizes this or not, but
He's had it in his backpack since he was like top lane with the Sentry like ages ago.
Salve, though.
It's a very
There
important
he's
salve.
figured it out.
The mystery has been solved.
He's like, I'm still invulnerable, but I feel slightly less invulnerable.
I was actually going back for a Blade Mill. Interesting choice.
Wow.
I guess against OD it
Yeah.
makes sense. If you're super tanky but somebody has pure damage, you can't stop that.
I would
that
actually
halberd.
say that Blade Mail is one of the worst items against OD. Because
Really?
he can just banish you when you Blade Mail.
Okay. But
So,
if
like-
he Hurricane Pikes him, I mean,
Yeah, but if you Hurricane Pike to just disengage, you don't really want to be hitting the NS anyway, in my opinion. Like, you want to just get him out of the fight, and you want to hit the Morph or the DK.
I just think it's okay because he's going to force you to hit him because he's going to hit the back line and go for like Sand Kings and stuff.
Goodbye,
Spec
Hanskin. He was trying to drop the golem, but then he got silenced.
What's happening?
Everybody is running away for the final tribe, and they are not going to make it. Era will hold himself in place. Meanwhile, they're chasing after Pablo in the jungle, but Era will almost certainly die, and he does. Pablo is getting spirited down. Taiga's just auto-attacking him. He is when running away. They're going to relocate on top of Pablo, but there's no stun there. He just says hi while he's leaving. Nice to see you.
I do think the Blade Mail is good against Sanking. And I think it's good against heroes that have uncontrolled damage, but I just don't think it's good against OD.
I'd just rather he gets like a Halberd. I think Halberd solves
Oh
all
yeah,
the problems.
Halberd's great. I absolutely agree with Halberd.
Or Pipe. Make his team like invulnerable basically to like Fatal Bond's Epicenter or a possible Radiance Haunt or something, and then not that he's going rad. But
I am down with both of those choices, just not Blade Mail.
Yeah.
You know, I actually like that little play that was there by the final tribe. It was like when, you know, you're saying like split up and run away. Like everybody just like runs, and whoever makes it home makes it home.
It's like the zombie apocalypse when
Exactly.
you're running by people and you just like, you know, you trip
Get
someone so
out.
you can get back.
Every man for themselves. They do get out of it. They lose Era, which is a problem because he is the top net worth hero. The Spectre he's still alive. He's still getting farmed for Frost. He's Yasha almost Manta, kind of. Even when he gets Manta, is it going to be enough damage? I'm not sure.
He's got to kill supports right now, or have his allies initiate with stuns on people, and then he follows up. That's like the only way.
I think Manta is definitely the only item he can buy right now. There's no way he's going to be able to save for a relic. He just doesn't have the space or the time. So he needs to get something that's going to give him enough damage output to be a threat in a fight, and I think Manta is really the only choice.
The game Alliance lost yesterday when we were watching. They had a Spectre on the other team, correct? I believe for Blinkpool, or am I misremembering?
I don't remember that one, to be honest with you. It's sort of all blended together.
I think it was a Spectre. I might be wrong. It was because we talked about the Manta Diffusal.
Yeah, you're right, actually.
Oh yeah, he went the
right.
Haunt illusion damage, didn't he?
Yes, that was a big
That was
point.
the Magnus game where he went dataless and stuff.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
I mean,
like
that just goes to show what a Spectre... It wasn't just the Spectre, obviously. It was the Ember Spirit that was also in that game, but it just goes to show what you can do late game. I know I'm saying that, and they're down 13k, and he has only got his Yasha and Drum right now, but...
We're also comparing a dual core that involves an Ember versus a dual core that's an OD and a Spectre.
Yeah, true.
Where Ember is much more active in the game.
Morphling just got his E-Blade. I think that he can maybe come close to just soloing the Spectre with, like, if he takes him over and throws out the dagger on top of everything else.
Yeah, he doesn't have a lot of HP. I think he's definitely going to need the health perks this game.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
He's not even 15 yet. Pablo might be in trouble. Jonas is kind of baiting this, I guess.
Oh my god.
Can he get the wind run off? Nope. Dragon Tail is an amazingly long disable, so he certainly cannot. And they immediately TP out. See ya.
Does cost him Dragon ulti, but maybe he used it earlier.
I think he was
It's been on for a while.
pushing in mid.
Yeah.
That's worth it then.
For a second, I thought they would just smoke and walk into the Roche pit, because I don't really see how...
He does still make it.
I don't see how TFT would be able to do it. Okay, they're going now.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna walk into the room.
Yeah, I was thinking, I was like, you can see them top. You have an idea that they're probably sitting behind that Wind Ranger. You could probably just do Roche, and who cares if you lose to tier 2, because you can just go mid. Worst case scenario, they force you to TP top, and then you push out anyway.
They don't even know this is happening, I don't think. There's
Even
no
if
ward
they
there.
did.
There's nothing they could do, yeah. I mean, they don't have like an RP or anything. They
Now
have
they know.
Golem and Haunt, but it doesn't matter. They're just going to take this.
All right.
Relocate. Run Frost. He's in the trees. They can't get through. Oh. Yeah, he gets out.
That's okay. They lose almost nothing there. I'll just relocate.
Orc a DK.
Yeah.
Quakeville loves this item. He buys it on like every hero that he plays. I mean, it's obviously great because it stops the OD from banishing. You can pop it on the Sand King. He can't really get away. He doesn't have his Yules yet. Same for Wind Ranger.
Basically guarantees he can solo kill most heroes.
Yeah.
Without any difficulty.
For sure. I think it's one of those builds that's really good in games like this where you have such a huge lead that offering solo kill potential on a Shadowblade hero just makes enemy team. Oh god, Frost.
Speaking,
Dead.
this is what you were talking about, wasn't it, Lyrical?
Yeah. Yep.
He just solos him essentially.
Insania stole it though.
Yeah.
That freaking dude.
That's
He gave him
Oracle,
the
man.
Purifying Flame.
Oracle steals a lot of kills.
He hits the E button, the hero dies.
Where is this alliance yesterday, man?
I don't know. I wish I could tell you. It's not over yet, but it's looking pretty rough for the final tribe. They're going to almost certainly lose a tier 3, probably Rax here too. They could buy back on Spectre. I don't know what that does. Blink Burrow comes out quick for his Fate's Edict. He's getting healed up. Shackled his latch, but Can they do anything with it? The OD's going to hit him once, then get orchided. The Golem's going to get dropped down. Doesn't matter. The OD's dead. The Spectre haunts, but they have lost their OD damage. He has no buyback. They get off the false promise out of Taiga. They're all slow to the upheaval, but they're going to get away anyways. Epicenter's going to go. They might actually find this IO, but it's already too late. They've already lost more than... Yeah, he actually survived. Okay, he's fine. Never mind then. So they'll buy back of the Sand King. Mika is going to get a triple kill. They are essentially just killing one after another. They're going to take racks. They're all full HP with the exception of the Oracle, and to be honest, he'll get there anyway, even with the power shot hitting him. They will take the full set of racks back up, and now that 14k lead is a 23k lead. So
just to give you guys a quick TLDR, what happened there? So they go on Taiga. They try to kill the Wisp, right? He gets Oracle ulted. Taiga has a Sav in his inventory, and he pops it, eats an Epi, and eats like 18 other spells. He's sitting at like 10% during the False Promise, but then as soon as it's full HP.
It wasn't
Didn't even pop his mech.
It wasn't even that close.
Didn't even pop his mech.
Yeah.
They definitely healed like 3 times more than they needed to. He went hard on that IO, actually. I saw like two Purifying Flames. I saw an Urn. Andy Fates Edicted him once, and IO used his stuff. That was like super heal overkill. The most curious thing about that combo actually is that you can't heal the guy you're tethered to during it, actually. So in some ways, they should just kill the Morphling there, because they couldn't actually heal the Morphling anymore, because they used everything on the IO. But a little hard to see that sometimes.
I mean, especially with Aegis, it wouldn't matter anyway. And now he's got a BKB as well. If you can't kill the IO, even with the False Promise, you're feeling pretty bad. Yeah. They're going to try to go for Koikfa. He's going to get False Promise as well. Plus he has BKB. They're going to find the Sand King. He's almost certainly dead. They're going to kill the Warlock as well in one shot with the Shotgun Ethereal Blade combination. His BKB's just sitting in his stash back in base. It's not even flying out yet. He's just got to send the courier back. Says sorry for it, but...
Tether grants Scepter bonus? Is that
for
the...
He has it.
It's for the Oracle, maybe?
It's going to be a lot of them.
Got it on NS right now.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe that Ags division.
Oh, my God.
It's kind of cool.
That's actually ridiculous. They have... He's at 20 HP. He's still Spectral. If he hit it, that would have been a kill. Boxy was looking for the kill, but the wind run came out. It's going to be another set of racks. They have no Sand King for 20. It'll be 2 sets of racks. I don't know if they're going to go for the third. They probably could. There's no ultimates for anybody except for the OD and the Sand King, which you honestly don't care, I think, if you're Alliance. But they'll probably just back up and wait, I think.
So he gets the Ag Scepter bonus. He gets double Astrals, I guess, if he turns into the OD and then IO is tethering him. Is that how that works?
I guess you might be right, huh?
I don't know if that matters at all.
It's a bit weird of an interaction.
Very situational.
Oh, or the Burrow Strike extra range.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't think about the benefiting the Morphling while he turns another hero's part. It was definitely a semi-mediocre perk this game, but I think it's just nice to have a Night Stalker, because all these high ground things, your solution every high ground is having vision of your opponents when you're this far ahead, because all you need is to find an opportunity or an opening, and if you see your opponents and they can't deward that vision, then every fight should be easy for him. So it's
also going to be easy because the Morphling has double everyone else's net worth, basically, on the enemy team.
Yeah.
Yep. So all it comes down to is vision. If you have this much net worth advantage, just a little vision and some gap close and initiation it's a fight win.
It's getting close to that 8-click territory for Morphling. Just like let him walk at the base.
Oh yeah, he's definitely there.
Aegis, I think, should be expiring relatively soon.
5 seconds.
They got the Manta on Spectre.
They did it. I was worried they weren't going to get there. I was just checking his money.
It's got Haunt.
The Aegis is gone. I don't think this deters Alliance with a 31k lead. I'm pretty sure they still walk up high ground, especially with the Bloodthorn now in the DK.
He also has his talent. I think he took the
He went GPM, actually.
Oh, GPM.
Oh, Jesus. Goodbye, Pablo.
I guess he can do whatever he
Epi. I still have BKB and False Promise. They're trying to burst down Quake, but it's not happening. And everybody else is about to die.
Did you guys see that Immortal? It was cool.
It was very cool.
Well, they do lose the Oracle.
That's good. But he already got his ultimate off.
Yeah.
Now Spectre Haunt's over. The rest of them are dying. They do keep their cores alive, which is good news. Taiga's dying to the Golem, but he jumps back up. Jonas will go in with the Burrow Strike. Still, he's fine anyway. Spectral Dagger coming out. He has the Hooded Defiance, and everybody is alive still.
No.
The Oracle. Now they will buy back onto the OD. Taiga has been juking this Golem for the past minute now. He keeps tethering away.
This whole time, Quakefoot could have attacked it once the Lord's movement speed, but it's like this endless chase. And that's game.
That is game.
Man,
and that'll do it for the final tribe. What are the regional invites to these qualifiers? And they are now going to sit at 1-6, and they will not move on. Alliance will stay alive in this tournament.
That was a very impressive showing for Alliance.
Yeah.
I think their draft was solid. They had a good idea of what they wanted to do. Good execution. Their off lane crushed it. Like that's what you want to see when your aggro dual lane wins the lane that hard.
I would give it to Boxy.
Boxy, I think
Boxy dominated this game, and even when he did leave the lane, he did everything so efficiently. I'm actually Morphling did really well too, but I think that Night Stalker facilitated most of that. Personally, because he basically made sure that the carry wasn't in the game, and then he would do these like semi-rotations mid really efficiently, then go back to the bot lane, then go back mid, then go back bot lane. He felt like the big player to me that
I might give it to Koikva. I don't know. I think that it's between, like, honestly, there wasn't huge standout plays either, except for that laning stage thing.
Yeah.
But to me, again, part of that is like the Oracle. You know what I mean? It's like the draft itself, sort of. I don't know. I think it can go a lot of ways. I'm down.
I think that typically when you give MVP to someone, it's like who did the best given their actual job.
Right.
Like who went above and beyond what they actually needed to do. And I think that Boxy probably fit that role. Taiga played great too.
Yeah.
So I think it's between those two for me, personally. I mean, their draft was great. Final Tribe fell for the classic. We picked too many heroes and need to hit creeps, and we just couldn't hit the creeps.
OD felt really bad in that way, in that while having a Spectre that was underfarmed and him, it's like, how do they do anything on the map? But if Spectre had a decent game, and then OD could like move around the map and take these like haunt fights, and it would probably feel a lot better, I guess. But yeah, OD definitely needs at least like 1 or 2 items before he feels really good.
Yeah, I mean, the difference between their lineups is like, okay, you could argue that Morphling is a slow hero, but DK, he can take objectives, you know? I mean, look at Final Tribe's lineup. They got OD, Sand King, Spectre, Wind Ranger, and Warlock. The only one who can even be considered a slight objective taker is Warlock because of his ultimate, right? So your one pushing hero is your 5. And then if you look at what Alliance have, Morphling is very good at taking towers if he's left alone. So if you leave that lane and he's full Agimorph, he's killing that building.
Yep.
DK is the same. So 2 heroes that can take objectives versus basically 1, and faster heroes in Alliance as well. I think their draft was just way better.
Yeah,
it's true.
It just comes down to that fast play. So they get the win. Alliance will move on, and they'll have another game coming up shortly. I don't think it's the next round. I think it's the round after that. Next round, we have King Win and King Draw.
It's a King Off.
It is indeed a King Off. And then Wind and Rain versus Singularity. And then we'll have more series after that. But those should be our next 2 games coming up here in just a moment. So we'll take a quick break. We'll get into our next matchup, which should be the King Off, if you will, and we'll see how that goes. But for now, we'll get into a break real quick. We'll probably get Synderen on the couch or somebody else. I don't know. We'll switch things up in some way, shape, or form. I don't know. But we'll see you in a moment. So stick around, folks. We'll be right back.